Here we got our box, our package from Amazon, and inside of that is another box and some packaging material. Amazon usually does a pretty good job of packaging, I have to say. Now this must be our machine in Chinese cardboard. You can always tell it has a funky look to it. So let's open this up and take a look and see what we might have. There's a link in the description if you want to get one of these. A link to the to Amazon where I got mine. Okay, so we got what looks to be a power supply, and then we got the machine itself, and some carving tools, and some accessories, and a piece of paper. Let's see what this is. This is our accessory pack. Looks like we got a sanding disc, sanding pad, and some discs. Don't know what else is in here. Let's take a look. We got saw blades and arbors. Looks like we got a fine tooth blade and then a coarser blade for wood. We got looks like operating instructions, which I'm pretty sure these will be about useless. Yep, pretty much nothing. Okay, then the machine itself is wrapped in bubble wrap to protect it. That's good. Here it comes. It's not bad looking. Shoot, yeah. Let's take a look in our accessory pack here and see what else is in there. Looks like we got an Allen wrench, maybe a screw arbor, a drill chuck. Not sure what these other tools are. Here's our cutting tools, which I guarantee you these are absolutely useless. Cheap steel that they use in these cutting tools, or any tools in China, any cutting tools anyway, just aren't worth a dang. Here's our power supply and a power cord. So that's everything we got. Let's get this thing hooked up and see if it runs. All right, we've got our little mini lathe hooked up to the power supply, and we have different voltages here that control the speed. It's plugged into the power supply. It's plugged into the side of the motor. All we have to do is turn the switch on. And then as we adjust the brick, it gets faster. With at full speed, it wants to vibrate. But otherwise, it's pretty well balanced. So that's it. One line. Go across the opposite corners. Something like that. Try to punch this in the center again. That's the hard part for me. That looks pretty good. Let's see how it turns out. Yeah, it's not bad. Alright, so we got a hole in the center, both ends. Let's put this in the chuck. Tighten it down. Take my piece of wood here and start threading it on there. And then I'm going to bring up my centerpiece, a tailstock, I guess it's called. Tighten it up. I'm going to put my clamp back on the end here, keep everything from moving around. Alright, let's see how this turns. Not too bad. One thing I don't like about it is the tool rest is just too short here. You have to move it. So I'm going to start at this end. And here's the key to using this thing. The tools that come with it are junk. This is a Swiss-made gouge. It's pretty sharp, and it's a tool that'll make this little lathe useful. Without a good sharp cutting knife, cutting tool, you're wasting your time. Now the bearing sounds much better right now. Let's see what happens when I put some force on it. Yep, see that bearing? And what I bought this for is to make hairpins for leather ponytail holders. So I'm trying to make a tapered pin. So what I'm going to do at this point is move my tool holder down to the other end. Try to thin this end out some. Well, that's a fail at this point. Let's see what happened. I don't think I had that mounting piece tight enough into the wood. This is one of my least favorite things. The tool rest needing to be bigger is one thing, but this little piece, I tried to find a regular type chuck for this little mini lathe online and didn't have any success. And I just feel like this is going to be my nemesis when it comes to this little machine. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's this tailstock making a noise. Sure. Let's take and try seating it. That sounds better. It would be really nice to have a tool rest the full length of my piece so that I wouldn't have to keep going back and forth. So that'll be one thing I'll be doing for sure, is changing my tool rest. That busted my piece there. That busted it. I was too close up to that end anyway, but I was trying to make it longer, and you can see I actually cut into the hole that I drilled, and that caused it to split. And no bueno. But it was going along pretty good. I just need to stretch it out some, find some longer pieces of wood, I think, to get the hairpins that I'm looking for. All right, so here's our little mini lathe laid out on our bench. We can see where we got the modification on the fence that I made to make it a little bit longer, and that was just a temporary deal. It would work better if I had made it shorter, the same height as the original little ledge. But here's what we were able to accomplish over the last few hours. We, first of all, turned a little red oak. Hope you can see that. A little red oak spindle. The end of it broke off because I had the little screw chuck screwed in too far, and with the gouge I came across and cut too shallow there, and it busted out. But it was cutting red oak pretty good. Then I went back and turned a little Purple Heart spindle because I wanted to make hairpins for leather ponytail holders. That was kind of why I had bought this machine, to see if I could do that. And it looks like that'll work okay. Then I did a larger spindle. And then I was playing around with just a birch dowel, cutting some grooves in it. That worked okay. We turned a little dowel so that we could do some rings. And the ring, I first drilled a hole with a Forstner bit, and then I took and cut the outside on the bandsaw, and then took that blank and put it onto the dowel, mounted it in the vise or in the lathe, and turned this little ring. Now this, if you were going to do a bunch of rings, I'm not sure this would work that well. It might. I mean, if you could find a better fixture for it and something that would hold the rings in place. I had to actually take some glue and glue the ring onto the dowel to keep it from spinning. And then I had to drill out the center again. But I was able to make a ring, make some spindles. It's a good little hobby machine. If that's what you want to do, if you just want to make a couple rings, or like me, I'm going to make a few of these spindles for hairpins. It's great for that. If you want a full-time production machine, like you wanted to bang these out all day long, this is not what you need. It's not going to work for you. So keep that in mind. Same with these rings. If you wanted to make just a couple of these, it would work just fine. But to bang them out on a daily basis, again, not the machine that you need. Anyway, that's my look at the mini lathe, the $38 and some change on Amazon. It might be what you're looking for if you're a modeler or just making a few items. But that's it. That's my review. Hope you have enjoyed taking a look at this. And if so, hit that like button, subscribe so you'll be notified when new videos come out. And as always, I appreciate you watching. Thanks. Have a great day.